we are going to some market square to have some food. It's lunchtime, so yeah. It's actually not very far from where we stay, so we just decided to walk over. There are a bunch of tents set up. The orange ones are mainly food stalls, and then the white ones are more for souvenirs, winter clothing and stuff. And actually, a lot of the food stalls kind of sell the same things, like salmon soup, meat pies, and hot dogs. So it's more about just picking which stall you feel like trying. This was one of the items we got. We have the salmon soup here, and their local bread with butter. It's like the same one I had yesterday at the restaurant. It tastes the same. There's like salmon, potato, onion, and dill inside. It's like a creamy salmon soup and it's like good. And perfect for the cold weather. Okay, wait. Eating it like this with the bread is actually really good. The bread soaks up the soup and the butter just makes it nicer. I didn't expect it to be this good together. There's the sausage. I ordered it without the bun, so it's their type of sausage, and I put some chili mayo, ketchup, mustard, and fried onions. And we also got a pancake. We almost forgot to order the crepe, so this is the crepe. It's a soft crepe. Oh, I think this is like jam and cream. It's like soft in the center, almost like half-cooked pancakes. After that, we popped by Robert's Coffee for a quick pick-me-up. Their sandwiches actually looked really good. I wanted to get one, but I was too full for this. They also had a small selection of gelato.
Cappuccino and cinnamon latte.
Okay, thank you. I got a cinnamon latte, a hot cinnamon latte. So I'm gonna try it now. It's very strong. It tastes like cinnamon bun, but a hot one. And it's so nice on a cold day. This place has a 4.4 Google rating. And some of the reviews said that it's one of the best coffee spots in Helsinki. I can't be a good judge because it's flavored coffee, so you can't really taste the quality of the beans and the coffee itself. But nonetheless, it's a very good specialty drink. Yeah. We then head over to Senate Square and Helsinki Cathedral. We also visited the National Library of Finland. It's actually way bigger inside than I expected. Look at it. It looks so nice. There are multiple levels and each level kind of has its own vibe. The architecture is honestly really insane and the ceilings are so high. We walked up to the gallery level so we could look down from above. And it looks even nicer from there. Yeah, it's really pretty. This was my second time trying Joe and the Juice as the first wasn't memorable, so I decided to give it another try. We ordered 2 smoothies, one was a safe option, avocado shake, and we gambled on the other, trust my gut. avocado shake. Okay. Very, very thick and creamy, avocado-y, banana-y. Yeah. That booster. It tastes like blended fruits, but good. I prefer this one. The next day we went to the Children's Museum. The entry is free for this. This place is rather big, there's 2 levels and a bunch of rooms for the children to play. This area is for kids to sit down, draw and color. And they provide all the materials, so it's quite nice. They also have dress-up areas and even a mini theater. And a little kitchen section where kids can also play with. There are also a few different rooms with like adventure type toys. And even a quiet reading room. Upstairs, there's this section that looks like an old classroom. I don't know why, but I was so fascinated by this built-in pencil sharpener. Like, I kept playing with it. And then there's this huge abacus. There's also a room with older toys and like sports equipment. And more play areas everywhere. We spent quite a bit of time here just playing around. There are also sections that show the history of their education system and this really detailed dollhouse. For dinner, we went to this place called 99 Top Meal and ordered a few things to try. I ordered Taiwan beef noodle soup. You can choose the spice level and I chose the lowest because I was scared it would be too spicy for me. I love the texture of the noodles and the beef is tender. There's not a lot of fatty pieces, so it's good for me. The broth is very umami and comforting for this weather. This is the Peking duck soup. The broth was lighter than the beef broth, so if you're craving something light, this is for you. There's also a sauce station to add more spice if you need. I added more chili as it gives a bit more oomph. And yeah, it got hot after a while, but it was shook as hell. 10 out of 10 would recommend. After that, we went to a nearby shopping center to walk around. I kinda like this store as they take very normal things and turn them into something with personality. It's so cute. at this. It's so small. We got this sweet from Flying Tiger to try it out. I'll try it. Now we are at the Old Market Town Hall, if I'm correct, for our brunch, and this is how it looks. Look at the cinnamon bun. There's also smoked salmon, which looked amazing. There are a lot of Finnish food options here, like reindeer, meatballs, meat pies. There's also a big cafe in the middle of the town hall and even a caviar shop. This store sells cured meats and a huge variety of salmon items. So there's a bunch of food like caviar, salmon, baguette, coffee in this town hall, and you can get almost anything, and even salmon soup they serve. So yeah, we're gonna try some stuff from each of the stalls. I believe this is one of the few places here that actually sells Finnish sweets and snacks. There's also spud potatoes. I wanted to get this to try but was way too full later on. We got a meat pie from one of the earlier stores, as ever since I tried the one in Rovaniemi, I was hooked. This looks different from the one I had. Perhaps it's a different type of meat pie. This used rice instead of potato, so the texture's already gonna be different. The one in Rovaniemi reminds me of curry puffs, but this one reminded me more of a burrito but with bread instead of a wrap. The bread to filling ratio was 4:1. It was basically pure carbs. If you are a bread person, this would be it. We also got the reindeer kebab to try. Yes, this is my third or fourth try on reindeer meat. It tastes like ham doused in sauce. The fries though, it was good. But props to the seasoning that carried the dish. We stopped by the caviar shop as they sell it by per serving, and we've not tried it before, so this felt like the perfect chance to try it. This is the black caviar.
Of course, sure. Yes, welcome inside.
So we got these. Jolie's a fan of salmon, so she definitely approved this. Tastes like salmon sashimi bursting in your mouth. This is the This was quite fishy, so not a fan. We also ordered a scallop caviar with salmon. It's not bad honestly, but I prefer the black caviar by its own or the salmon one.
Changes the feel of this one, so it really buttery.
Jolie and Shane tried the smoked salmon from the first store just now, and they both agreed that that salmon was fresher. But the caviar's great nonetheless. After that, we took a tram to our next stop. We reached Café Regatta, which is known for their cinnamon buns, and honestly, this place looks like something out of a Christmas village. There were loads of options to choose from. This place is so cozy. The woody tones, warm lighting, smell of cinnamon bun and hot chocolate greets you with such warmth and hugs you in this cold. Of course, we got the cinnamon bun, blueberry pie and hot chocolate with whipped cream. This was good. There are quite a few options for the hot chocolate topping. The cinnamon bun was warm, soft, and so nice. I don't normally reach for blueberry pies, but this one wasn't too sweet, which is great. It reminds me of Sara Lee pound cake, but a blueberry version doused in vanilla sauce. Next, we went to the Sea Life Aquarium.
Let's go. So as you can see, he's swimming quite a lot close to the corner here. So he has actually learned that when he hears the microphone or the sound of a microphone, that means that he's gonna get food soon. So that's why he's spending so much time around here in this part of the tank. I'll wait for him to go a little bit further away from the corner before I'll throw him the first piece. Voisit tota.
Sillä on siinä ihan kärpymässä.
No niin, heitetään sinne nyt. Se oli nopeeta. So, quite often some of the food falls to the bottom of the tank before he can find it, and he's also used it. As you can see, he already went to the bottom of the tank to look for the food. So that's also okay. That's kind of like enrichment for him because there's nobody in the nature also giving them the food right in front of their snout. So that's like behavior they would also have in the nature too.
It's so cute.
You can just kind of tap or pet however you want. Yeah, eggs. Kind of like chicken eggs, but instead of chicks, there comes ray babies and shark babies. It's the same material as our fingernails, so if you feel your own fingernail, then that is really similar feeling. Yeah, that's a ray and that's from a shark. So around the corner we have the nursery. There you can find the baby sharks that have hatched already.
This one, the ray ones.
Yeah, interesting. This one feels more like a leaf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, these are.
But then for the ray, there's one baby.
There's also a kid-friendly tunnel for them to crawl through and pop up into the tank for photos.
Get your ass up.
There's also games for you to play, which my family was addicted to. For dinner, we were craving Korean barbecue. We ordered one set for each of us, so this was part of what we ordered. This is the kimchi. It was spicy and I don't think it's authentically Korean. as this one tastes like cabbage slapped with a ton of gochujang. As part of the set we ordered, we can choose either rice ball or plain rice, so we went for rice ball, which was a mix of kewpie, seaweed, sesame oil and others. I tried the rest of the side dishes, which I believe was shredded potatoes and radish. I'm not really a side dish person except for like bean sprouts, Korean kimchi, fish cake and seaweed. Our meat set came and the lady kindly grilled the first portion for us, showing us how it should be done based on how the heat is distributed on the grill. This is one of the beef cuts. I can't remember which one, but it's pretty good. I also tried the rice ball and beef combo, and yup, they are better together. This is the grilled mushroom and it tastes exactly like what it is. There were several dipping sauce and this one tastes like mala, which goes well with any meat, especially the chicken. I think this is barbecue sauce. If you like barbecue, this is for you, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
This sauce is essentially watered down gochujang. Also not a fan. The grilled zucchini tastes exactly like what it is. This was unique. It was some sort of pancake, but it's so chewy like mochi. It's crispy on the outside due to the char and soft and chewy in the center. Dessert was some cream and jelly, which I'm not a fan of. It tastes like IU jelly with cream. It's the next day and we're headed to Turku. We took a train down to Turku and it's 2 stories with a kids play area on the upper deck. This is great if you're traveling with kids, so your kids will be occupied on this 1 to 2 hour train journey. We got the family suite, of which has its own private play area, but not as extensive as the one upstairs. This is the toilet. We didn't use it as it looks slightly dirty. I also got the highly raved tuna cado from Joe and the Juice to try. This entire trip, I was on a Joe and the Juice craze. It's so good. 8 out of 10. Obviously better when it's fresh. My family loves sour sweets and Haribo's flavors differ all around the world, so we have to try something unique here. This is Haribo Pixel Sour. Tastes exactly like Haichu, but a sour version. Of course, we had to check out the cafeteria. Menu is similar to the overnight train we took from Rovaniemi to Helsinki. We got some sausages as we weren't hungry but wanted to try something. And it just tastes like sausages, which is expected. We went to Town Hall for brunch. There's a lot of stalls here. We settled with one of them that sold traditional Finnish items. And I got the reindeer meatballs. Again, giving reindeer meat another chance. This doesn't have the reindeer taste, so for me, that's good. We also tried a pizza store as it smells great. By the look of it, you can tell it's going to be a pretty decent pizza. This is one of the better pizzas I had. So good. We also tried ebi ramen. Not gonna lie, the ebi was mediocre. I don't have high hopes for this ramen as the noodles look like yellow noodles from fishball soup. I love salty food, but this is very salty, even for me. We dropped by Turku Castle to snap some pictures, but didn't went in because it's not stroller friendly and it takes 2 to 3 hours to complete. We also went to Espresso House, which is actually a pretty popular cafe chain across the Nordic countries. It's kind of like their version of Starbucks. Hi, can I get one cortado to go? So I got some cortado. I'm gonna try from Espresso House. Frosted bun. It has vanilla filling inside with sugar on the outside. So I'm gonna try. It tastes like butter sugar bread back in Singapore. The outside is a bit crispy, so there is different textures going on, which is really good. I went to the department store to do some window shopping after, but look what I found. There's even her body mist. Oh my gosh. Your turn. I was figuring out how to hold her perfume because her perfumes aren't the easiest to hold. Okay, it's dried down now. I'm gonna test. Ooh. I prefer the number 2 better. This one. I have this. It's nicer. This is like vanilla-y. Number 1 is like vanilla-y. The mist has some vanilla notes. It's kind of nice. But your turn smells different. It's not vanilla-y, nor like masculine. There's even the travel size. Oh my god. I'm gonna get the travel size because I prefer number 2 better. They don't have your turn 2, so I can't smell it. And it will take forever to reach Singapore, so kinda sad. Next, we pop by Turku Cathedral to snap some pics before we head to a cafe for tea break. They had an extensive menu and even a booth that sold necklaces, keychains, and stickers. For dinner, we had Vietnamese food. We ordered some spring rolls, beef pho, fried rice, and fried noodles. The spring roll was super hot and meaty. The fried noodle was flavorful and the noodles were al dente. I'm gonna be honest, the pho was slightly bland, but there's chili and fish sauce at the sauce station. We definitely use a lot of it to add more flavor. The fried rice, 9 out of 10. I would order this again. There's peas. Honestly, at this point, I didn't care because I was too hungry. This was my favorite, but it could be better without peas. For our last breakfast in Helsinki, we visited a highly rated cafe, Café Angle. I got the breakfast platter and an iced latte. The iced latte was alright, nothing mind-blowing. The eggs weren't my favorite type of eggs. And the other items were alright. I had to give Café Faza a try before we leave because it's opposite our hotel, and the past few days I kept seeing a lot of people go in and out of this place. Okay, we're here at Faza Cafe or Fraser Cafe, and they're specialized in chocolates. I think this is the milk chocolate, so Carl Faza, yeah. Quite a popular spot here. They recommended the geisha latte, so I got the iced version. Whoa. Oh, there's a hint of espresso in this, but not strong. Then again, I wouldn't expect it from a mocha for the espresso to be strong. But it's a really good chocolate drink. That's it for Helsinki. We took the high-speed train to the airport for the next place. This is where we stayed the past few days. I would 100% come back here when I'm in Helsinki, as Hobo Hotel has so much personality and it's right smack in the middle of everything you need. I'm biased because there's Joe and the Juice opposite us as well. This is one of the hotel games they had which we were hooked on. This is one of the rooms. The toilet is separated from the bathing area, which is good. when one has to bathe and another has to use the toilet. Very spacious room for sure. And it comes with a bathtub. This is the other room where the only difference is the toilet is together with the shower and there is no bathtub. You must also ask for bedroom slippers at the concierge as it's such a good quality. Not your typical hotel tracing paper type of slippers, the furry towel type. They also have a gym here and it's actually really well equipped. I didn't expect much at first, but it's definitely good enough to hit a full body workout. I did a full body, which is not my usual split because this was basically the only gym we had access to this whole trip. There's resistance bands provided as well, but it's not really warm-up friendly because they are heavy ones. I started with warming up for my upper body. First exercise, lat pull downs. I'm short, so I adjusted to my desired height. They don't have a mat grip setup, which is absolutely normal, so I had to improvise. Okay, next is cable rolls. Shane and I agreed this wasn't the best setup as the cables run low, so it places you in a very awkward pulling position. I moved on to shoulders next as we had to keep the workout short. I did some lateral raises superset with front raises. Not ideal, but we were on a time crunch. Next is rear delts. Never neglect these. I did archer rows as I feel my rear delts here. Next up is the traditional bicep curls superset with hammer curls.
Turning a set of curls from standard into hammer is the perfect mechanical drop set.
I like to train forearms to help with my lifts and also balance my arms out a bit. Moving on to the most dreadful component, single leg RDLs or whatever you call them. I call them single leg RDLs. This is the last exercise, which is leg press. It's very weird for me to end with this because I normally start with this as a warm-up on my leg days. But yeah, rule of thumb for leg day, work till mild discomfort. For the hotel breakfast, you'll be greeted with ginger immune shots to supposedly wake every cell in your body, and it almost took me out. There's decent spread of bread selection and they even had gluten-free options. There's also a variety of meat and vegetables such as eggs done in two ways, meatballs, sausages, bacon, hash browns. Those you expect in a breakfast buffet, you see it here. The yogurt section, limited charcuterie section, and cereal section. This is what I got, pretty mid-breakfast. Overall, I would actually recommend this hotel. The breakfast was okay, but honestly when you travel, it's always better to go out, try local food, and immerse yourself in their culture instead of just relying on hotel breakfast and staying in. I'll definitely be back for Helsinki because there's so much to explore. So now let's head to Stockholm.